A person living in the country compared the prices of a Dollar General product and a similar product in Walmart. You might think you know where this is headed, right? Well, if we take the shelf price, not the checkout one, which unfortunately is different in a Dollar General store, the prices were about the same. Okay, maybe a bit higher for the Dollar General products. But there is another catch. At your Walmart, you will get 3 times the amount of that same product for the same price. Recent lawsuits and former employee testimonies have put the spotlight on Dollar General, exposing their predatory business model, inhumane treatment of workers, and how they profit from their low-income customers who get even poorer after buying from them, while Dollar General generates immense profit. In today's video, we will dive into the malicious practices of Dollar General and what is wrong about their business methods. But before we start, I would really appreciate your support through a like and subscribe to help other people find out about these problems and avoid them at all costs. Much appreciated. Now, back to our subject. Dollar General's growth is like a mushroom outbreak. Fast, aggressive, and seemingly everywhere. With over 20,000 stores across the US, it's the largest retail chain in the country. Texas alone hosts more than 1,800 locations, making up about 10% of all stores. In some areas, Dollar Generals are sprouting up just 3 miles apart. This rapid expansion highlights how the chain has embedded itself deeply into American communities. But to better understand what is problematic with this company, we have to analyze the business by digging a bit into their strategy and what its effects really are, especially for the rural communities. Their strategy? Open as many stores as possible in poor, rural areas where competition from big chains like Walmart is minimal. Keep expenses low while maximizing profit margins. If a store doesn't turn a profit, they close it and move on. That's it. But how do they manage to put that in praxis? They operate on a simple 2-step formula. First, they keep their expenses really low. They usually lease the land for 5 years from locals in rural areas, getting it very cheap. Leasing the land instead of buying it allows them to quickly close underperforming stores without long-term commitments. The salaries of the employees are also low, as they only hire local people, but more on this later. The buildings are small and cheaply constructed, reflecting a clear focus on maximizing profit with minimal investment, rather than providing quality facilities. Dollar General's goal is to start running the business as fast as possible and just have the bare minimum to fulfill the needs of the rural community. The convenience of nearby stores means customers often end up paying higher prices simply because it's easier than driving 20 minutes to the nearest Walmart. This convenience trap allows Dollar General to charge more, profiting from customers who feel they have no other choice. This convenience also brings higher prices for every product, which brings us to the second step, namely, keeping the prices as high as possible. With low, tightly controlled expenses and higher prices due to minimal competition, Dollar General becomes an attractive business model, offering exceptionally high profit margins. Last year, Dollar General reported a profit of only $2.4 billion. Sounds like a pretty legit and well-led company, right? What could be so evil at a retail chain opening stores for rural communities? And also, is it bad to make money? Is it evil to be profitable? Of course not. The problem is not making money, but how you make it. Have you ever been to a Dollar General and when buying a product, the cashier tells you the price is significantly higher than the shelf price? If not, you've made it. You are in the 1% luckiest persons. For the other 99%, I have an interesting fact. Washington Times reports that rules established by the Department of Agriculture allow for an overcharge error rate of 2% or less. Can you guess what error rates they found in Dollar General stores? Well, tests conducted by officials over a 2-week period found error rates ranging from 16.7% to 88.2% for $20 General stores. This does not seem an error at all. This seems more like trying to make an extra buck by ripping off their customers. According to Supermarket News, In Wisconsin, the officials verified prices on over 7,000 products in over $200 general stores and found 662 instances where the prices were more at checkout than on the shelves. But that is not all. A total of 45 stores did not post a sign informing shoppers about refund policies at price scanners. According to state law, the sign is supposed to let shoppers know that the state requires retailers to refund the difference between what is posted on the product and what is charged at the register. When investigators did a second check of the 45 stores that did not have the sign posted, 8 were still missing the information. For all these, Dollar General was sued and agreed to pay just over $850,000. But hiding the real prices is not the only thing they were accused of. A lawsuit further, Reuters reports that in 2024, the company was sued for safety violations that led to blocked exits and fire extinguishers and unsafe storage. The big problem was making the employees work in dangerous conditions and not providing a safe environment for them, which is a horrible way to keep the costs low. Rats were seen in some stores. The AC was not working, leaving the staff in danger of heat exhaustion, showing a huge indifference regarding their staff. Not to mention the fact that most of the stores have less employees than they should. Being a Dollar General every 3 miles in some areas, most of the stores end up having only one employee that does all the work. Working in a retail store is no wonder a very physical job, and with so few employees per store, it becomes nearly impossible to handle the additional challenging and unsafe conditions simultaneously. Despite being very tiring and stressful work, retail jobs are also one of the worst paid in general. At Dollar General, the average employee was paid less than $15 per hour. In a country where the average rent is $1,372, it is barely possible to live on such a low income without working a second job. In addition, as a former Dollar General employee reveals, a very evil strategy performed by the company was to make sure that the employees will not organize a union to advocate for their rights. It was clear that what employees really needed was a union, as unions provide better wages, benefits, and protections. So Dollar General actively worked to prevent this by putting large anti-union posters emphasizing positive work environment and urging employees to stay union-free. The poster and training videos warned against unionizing, highlighting supposed drawbacks like dues and third-party involvement. This type of anti-union propaganda is common in many large companies, and while legal, these store chains have historically crossed lines to stifle organizing efforts by firing the rebels. Another interesting thing a former employee revealed is that if you are a photogenic person, Dollar General is the right place for you, as you will be monitored by a CCTV camera every working hour. The area manager has the responsibility to stay at a desk and watch the cameras from the stores in his area, spot problems, and call the worker in question to correct the mistake. This gives the impression that the cameras are more for micromanaging the workers than to prevent potential thefts. It is everything but not human to take advantage of the local rural employees that need a job. They have to fulfill all the needs required for the store to run, endure the hard conditions, small wage, and also the pressure from the customers that are angry because they are overcharged at the checkout, although it is not the employees who dictate the strategy, but the top management. With all these worker exploiting methods, they try to keep the expenses as low as possible. But being cheap does not always mean you will save money long term. Now they have to pay a $12 million penalty. Also, failure to correct any future safety problems within 48 hours may require the retailer to pay up to $500,000 per day of violation, as well as inspection from the Labor Department, while also providing quarterly reports. But it is still a very cheap penalty regarding their reported profit. Okay, but how did they succeed despite all the grounded hate? Each profit-maximizing small strategy used by Dollar General is for sure something awful and not a business model to promote. But the important question to ask is, how do they still grow as fast And how do they still manage to be such a profitable business while being hated both by their employees and their customers? Well, the answer is clear. Dollar General found a sweet spot and squeezed it as fast and hard as they could. Although people know their strategies, the store is still near you and is the most convenient way to shop. Their context is incredibly favorable. They have stores in the most inaccessible places, and without any competition, they can set the rules as they want. The evil aspect is the fact that they profit from the poor people. And while poor people from rural areas get even poorer buying from them, they have immense profit. As the CEO explicitly said, "We do very good in good times, and we do fabulous in bad times." It seems that Dollar General is doing even better when their customers are doing worse. Dollar General is not only taking advantage of their employees, but also exploiting their low-income customers while indirectly portraying themselves as serving the community. For sure, Dollar General's rise isn't just about business success. It's about a company profiting at the expense of the most vulnerable. While they market themselves as a convenient option for small-town America, the truth is far more troubling. By exploiting their workers, deceiving customers, and preying on low-income communities, Dollar General has built an empire that thrives on poverty. Instead of helping communities, they drive them deeper into financial hardship while raking in billions in profit. Do you think Dollar General will manage to survive and continue its aggressive growth despite all the scandals? Or will the authorities finally step in and hold them accountable? I'd love to hear what you think, so I would really appreciate you sharing your thoughts in the comments below. But the story isn't over, and that's where you come in. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on stories like this. Your support helps us expose these hidden practices and push for real change. Remember, awareness is the first step toward change, and together, we can demand better for our communities. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.